I don't think that most people understand this, but they have the power to become their own bank. And what I mean by that is that one of the greatest benefits that comes with keeping your expenses low while increasing your income. So that means maximizing on what you're learning so that you can do more in your career, but also creating multiple streams of income. However you choose to create more income, create more income. One of the greatest benefits that comes with that is that you end up having more money for yourself, right? Because you're keeping your expenses low and you're making more money. So you're increasing the gap that I always talk about. So what happens with that is it gives you the power to be your own bank at that point in time. An emergency comes up. You can come out of your own pocket. Cash is cheaper than credit. So if something comes up, coming out of your own pocket just to pay that is better. Or if there's an opportunity that comes up where there's an exceptional idea that you want to invest in, that you want to be a part of, but it does take money to make money. None of this is free. None of this is free. Trust me. I never took one loan out from a bank to start my business. Because of the fact that I didn't have what it took to get, if you want to go get a business loan from the bank, they require so much. It's harder to get a business loan than it is to buy a home. Business is risky. So banks are not throwing out that money so quickly and so easily. So I had to finance my own business in the beginning. And the way that I could afford to do that was because I had extra money. And it's the same for anyone else. The more extra money you have over at the end of the month after paying your expenses, the more that you can invest in things that can really create exponential returns. That little bit of investment that I had to do in my business in the beginning has allowed me to have a business that literally is now we have 4 offices. We've got clients in 14 states, team members in 9 states. I'm not talking about how much income I bring in, but I will say this much. That little investment has brought me exponentially back more returns on what I put into it. But that came from me being able to have the ability to be my own bank. And I think that what a lot of people don't understand is that they too have the power to be their own bank. And you become your own bank by keeping your expenses low and trying to make sure you are constantly pushing up your income. I think that beyond being able to take advantage of opportunity, being your own bank also allows you to make sure that you can be your own safety net. I see so many people out here where they have a sickness, so they have some kind of issue that pops up, and then their family is out here scrambling to go pull together the resources to help out this person who didn't plan for themselves. Or worse off, this person passes away. And your family's out here scrambling, trying to figure out how can they afford to bury you? How can they afford to take care of the debt that you left behind? Right? So I can talk about being your own bank from the point of view of creating wealth for yourself, but what about from the point of view of simply just being a responsible adult? If you have the power to get up every day and go to work, then you also have the power to make the choices so that you can become your own bank. Sometimes being your own bank, like I said, means keeping your expenses low and increasing your income as much as possible. Sometimes being your own bank simply means to have an insurance policy. When I think about the fact that, so much wealth is passed between all these communities, except for some minority communities, it's not because a lot of these people created so much wealth that they now have it to pass on. Sometimes it's as simple as they simply had an insurance policy. Having a simple insurance policy allowed them to not just create wealth, but then to create something that they could transfer to the next generation after the fact. We have been sitting up here worried about how are we going to pay for a funeral. How about we focus on how we can use $50 a month to create wealth that we can leave to the next generation so that they don't have to worry, so that they can have their own bank. When I talk about that, when I talk about being your own bank, it's about how do you leverage the resources that you have right here and right now to create security for yourself, to create money that you can use to invest in yourself, and also to create money that you can then leave to the next generation as wealth. Your legacy should not just be that you were here. Your legacy should be that you actually helped create wealth for the next generation that falls behind you. But it starts with being your own bank. And you have the power to do that. If you can make $1 in a month, you can save 20 cents of that dollar to be able to be your own bank.